We'd like to open today acknowledging the terrible tragedy that happened in our country Monday evening, I believe it was, that resulted in the death of a Black man, George Floyd, and it has continued to unfold in ways that are very unproductive for the city of Minneapolis and our whole country. It's uncovered a lot of suppressed anger and
hold that thought.
Mute that. And you know, the years of systemic racism that has existed in this country. So I'd like to begin just with a moment of silence for George Floyd, his family, the entire city of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and all the other cities where there's rioting and anger, and for our whole country, because this situation is superimposed on the already months of lockdown and fear and anger surrounding the COVID-19. So let's just hold all this for a moment.
We always begin with the beginning of taking a breath in. Let's take a breath in right now and remember that the breath helps to calm us and soothe our bodies, our minds, our spirits. So as you breathe in, the cooling breath, let it fill your whole body. And then as you breathe out anything that doesn't serve, any fears, distractions, anything that keeps you from being in the present moment. Let's think about that heartbeat, the beat of the inner drum, as Casey plays that drum. Now remember, as you breathe in, your heart is filled with that beautiful oxygen. Deep breath through the nose. And then let a sigh come out of the mouth. Relax your body. Draw yourself inward into your heart space. As it's the heart space where we grow from the pains and the hurts, the wounds of the world. The heart feels this, and the heart heals this. And as we continue to breathe love into it and dismiss fear, we will feel the gentleness of heaven on earth. Take a breath in. Let it go all the way through your body. And then when you exhale, feel the softness through the body as you relax into yourself, into your heart space, into now. As we breathe into our heart spaces, as we breathe calm and peace into our own beings, we also breathe out that calm, that love,
and that peace to our entire country, especially Minneapolis and Louisville and all over the world that need it most today. You carry this heartbeat through this movement class and through the rest of your day today.
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Our theme today, which we picked way before this tragedy happened, is strengthening our body and spirit. And it's perfect for such a time as this, because what can we do when everything is falling apart? The best thing we can do is to get ourselves grounded and to take care of our bodies, our physical bodies. As we were talking last week, there's the physical body, which we can nourish through food, water, shelter, all the things that we need to stay alive, air, breathable air. And then there's also the life body, which is the space that surrounds the physical body. Arms width apart in all directions, sometimes called the aura, the virtual body. I like the life body. And we can also nurture that and feed that. What are some ways we can feed that? There's a quote from Goethe, which I think kind of explains it. He says, every day, sing a small song, read a small poem, look at a beautiful picture, and have a small but beautiful conversation with another human being. These are the things that nurture our life body. And our life body and our physical body work together. If our physical body is healthy and grounded, we have the space to open up. If we can center in our hearts, we can stay in that centered place and yet reach out to the world, to the space around us, which is what our movement lesson is going to be about today. So, for those of you who are going to lie on the ground, on the floor in your homes, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do a chair modification of this lesson so that those who watch it later can follow it and get the same idea. Check the space behind me. Okay, good. All right, so get yourself settled, either in a chair or on the floor. And feel your willingness to give your weight up to the surface. If you're in a chair, you can feel your bottom on the chair. You can feel your feet on the floor. You can drop in, drop down into that place we've been talking about, the golden ball, which is in your lower belly. You can put a hand behind in your lower back. It's the power center of the body, the hara, very important place. And as you go through your daily life and you're interacting with the world around you, can you be grounded in that place? And then go out, rather than a lot of times we get in a hurry or we're anxious about something and we're not in our body at all, we're out there. It's a whole different interaction when it happens that way. So feel that golden ball and feel that as you breathe in, there's an expansion, a movement to the front and the back. You can also put your hands on the sides of your pelvis. And as you breathe in and out, you can feel movement there too. And the golden ball also expands down into the pelvic floor. It affects the diaphragm. Remember, we've been talking about the 3 brains in the body. The brain in our head, which is for thinking, doing math, all that sort of thing. And the brain that's in our heart, that is for feeling and compassion. And then the brain that's in our gut, which is where the golden ball is, it's for grounding all of this. So these 3 brains really need to work together. The gut brain can ground the feeling brain. And then the brain in the head can have clarity. So they work together. Just follow your breath. And then for those of you who are on the floor, please roll onto your left side. And hopefully you got my message about bringing a support for your head. So lie on your left side and your bottom arm, your left arm is stretched out at right angles to your body. And I'm going to do a version of it in the chair. So I'm going to kind of twist my legs over to the left. I'm going to move my left arm out straight from my body. And I'm going to take my right hand and place it palm to palm with my left hand. Those of you on your side, that's easy enough to do. Those of you sitting in the chairs will realize that your weight is shifted more to the left side of your pelvis. And now what I'd like you to do is take your right arm and move it out straight up to the ceiling, or if you're sitting, straight in front of you. And then bring it back to the target, which is the left palm. So as you do that, let your eyes follow your right hand that's moving. Let your breath be part of this. Maybe you inhale as you open up and exhale to close. Try the opposite. Take a breath and then as you move, exhale. There's no right or wrong way. And just rest on your side for a minute. Just finding a moment of peace, where you let yourself just be willing to let the floor hold you. And then still on your left side, begin to open your right arm up and see if you can go past the ceiling, opening up over towards your right. See how far you can go easily. Remembering the first rule of the class is to not push yourself. To honor what your body is telling you. You're in a relationship of cooperation with your body. You're moving, listening to what's being told to you by muscles, joints, and honoring that and staying within your comfort. So now those of you who are lying on your left side, see if you can move your legs so that your right leg is ahead of your left leg on the the floor. And the left knee is essentially resting in the, as my daughter used to call it when she was a little kid, the knee pit of the right knee. If this is an armpit, I guess this is a knee pit. So your legs are kind of staggered on the floor. Okay, so now the next time that you open up your right hand and you begin to follow and see how far you can go, free your right leg to begin to lift up. Lift the knee up, keep the foot on the floor, and see if that helps you to get around further. And some of you may find that you can actually rest with your left arm on the left side of you and your right arm on the right side of you on the floor. And it doesn't matter how much you have to lift your right leg up to do that, or if you're sitting in a chair to twist yourself. And then once you achieve that, or are close to it, simply turn your head to look once at the right hand and once at the left hand. Go back and forth and see, are they really parallel? Are they in a straight line from your body? And then take another rest on your side. People think of this as maybe a shoulder lesson, and it for sure is. But the big question is, how do your shoulders communicate with the rest of your body? Most importantly, what does the golden ball area know about this? Remember, the power is in the pelvis. Some of you know this lesson, you've done it before. And it's a good lesson about, last week we did the hugging lesson where you close and you're getting close, you're closing in on yourself. And you have to be able to do that at times, but you also have to be able to reach out into the world around you, expanding your life body, your ways of connecting. So now back on your left side, take that right hand and see if you can slide it on the floor so it goes above your head. And then comes back to the target, the home base. And again, remember breathing. Breathing's in the background. And remember the golden ball, which is lodged in your pelvis. So how can moving in your pelvis actually help you with this? And then rest again. Rest on your side. As always, we have lots of times of rest, which is a metaphor for life. We work a little, we rest a little. Sometimes it gets out of whack though. Sometimes we work too much. We need to honor what our body, both our physical body and our life body, need to revitalize. Sometimes we rest too much, maybe. It can work either way. We're looking for balance. Okay, so back to the same position. And this time, see if you can slide your right hand down on the floor to where your knees are and begin to let your hand just climb up onto your knees and your right thigh. And maybe it could even drop off to land on the floor behind you. And if it does that, it might be a good idea to turn it palm up. And then climb it back up onto your thigh and drop off your knees to the floor again and come back to the target. So one of the main goals of this is that your right arm isn't just going in the air. It's always supported by something, either your own body or the floor. remember the very first time I ever taught this lesson, and it was before I was actually a Feldenkrais practitioner, because when you start out in the training, it's 4 years long. After the first 2 years, you're certified to teach these classes, but you're not ready to actually do hands-on work. And so here I was back at the hospital that had spent some money on me to go take the training. And so I was teaching a class in a room in the hospital, and I'd advertised it, and I had a lot of people there, co-workers and mostly staff. And I was teaching this lesson. And the people they were so goal-oriented, and they wanted to be able to get their arm all the way around them. And so they did whatever they had to do. They were way up in the air, going way around the other way. And I was looking at them thinking, how do I get them to understand this? I didn't know how to express myself. So I think I kind of just let them go, and they said it was great. It was a great exercise and all that. And I'm like, wow, that's not what I wanted to do. It's not the message I wanted to give them. But like I said, I was only 2 years into learning about this. So it's very important to let the weight of your lifting arm, this is so good for your shoulder, to let the weight be supported by either your own body or the floor. Okay. So now, how do you eventually make it a circle all the way around the body? Very carefully, bit by bit. And if you can't go all the way around with support, in the Feldenkrais method, what do? You honor it, you stop. And you give yourself appreciation for doing what you have done, what you can do. Because what you're doing is you're being kind and nurturing to your own body. Everybody's different. Okay, so go down, climb over your knees, drop to the floor, let your hand open up so the palm is up to the ceiling, and see if you can slide it up to the point where it's in a straight line from the other hand. And look left and right and see, yes, I did it. And then come back down around, all the way back to the target, which is, of course, the left palm. And then go up above the head and let your upper arm actually rest on your head. And see if you can find a time, once again, to drop off to the floor, letting your palm face up to the ceiling. And come back around and see if you can get to a place where it's in a straight line again. If you can do that, great. If you can't, you're not going to push it. You're not going to make it happen. Because the secret to it is that you can use your whole body. It's not just a movement out of the shoulder hole. When I was in my training and on the floor myself, learning how to do this, I thought, no way am I going to be able to do that. When I was in my 20s, I had traumatically dislocated my right shoulder downhill skiing, and it had become a problem. I tried to rehab it in all the physical therapy methods that I knew. And I'd started a yoga class, which brought to my awareness that I was unable to even lie on the floor with my arms open or flat or above behind me. I really had lost a lot of range of motion. I was a physical therapist. I thought I knew some things. So I was skeptical that I could actually do this lesson. And believe it or not, I did learn how to do it. And in preparing this lesson, I hadn't done it for a long time. At first it was hard, and then I worked through it, and voila, I could do it. Okay, so if you're feeling it, go ahead and go all the way around. Ordinarily, I'd be looking at my class, seeing how they were doing, and if I hear grunting noises or see that someone's pushing themselves, but I can't see you very well, So I'm trusting that you know what you're doing, that you're being good. And then once you get around, reverse your direction, go the other way. And then give yourself a complete rest on your back. And as you're resting on your back, I'm going to read you a small poem. This is a poem by John Muir, Scottish-American naturalist and poet. It's untitled, but it goes like this. The sun shines not on us, but in us. The rivers flow not past, but through us. Thrilling, tingling, vibrating every fiber and cell of our bodies, making them glide and sing. The trees wave and the flowers bloom in our bodies as well as our souls. And every bird song, wind song, and tremendous storm song of the rocks in the heart of the mountains is our song, our very own, and it sings our love. And whatever is the question, love is the answer. So now I would like you to imagine, you can go ahead and lie on your right side. We're going to respect the amazement of the human brain and its ability to transfer things from one side to the other. So lying on your right side in the same position with your hands palm to palm, I want you to imagine building the same circle around you. Opening up now your left arm. Don't do it yet, just imagine. Imagine opening it up and having it lie on the other side. And imagine what your left knee does. And having your left knee be free to rise up, and you could even take your foot and put it on the other side of your right foot. So it really gives your body a chance to experience this. And as you do this with your knee, you are activating the power center, the golden ball. You're letting the golden ball direct you and help you. And then imagine how you explore the floor above you and let your arm rest on your head and then come down and let hand climb up onto your legs, go around behind you. And just play with it. Your eyes are following your hand. You might hear some little creaking and cracking somewhere, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, unless there's any discomfort. But what this is doing is activating the normal lubrication in the human body, synovial fluid. It's even good for elbow injuries. And when you're done, just rest on your back. Place one hand on your lower belly and the other hand on your heart. And just monitor your breath. Spent the past 30 minutes or so truly inhabiting your body. Treated your body with love. And then roll to one side and get up slowly. Sit for a little bit before you come to standing. And once you're in standing, oh, there, my head didn't get cut off. Just look around you a little bit. And just see if you can look and have your shoulders follow, have your pelvis follow, feel the shift in your feet. And now I believe you're going to need a chair. Mari has some more wisdom to impart to us. Just one little announcement. The church had a board meeting last Thursday, and we are going to stay doing all the virtual stuff for the month of June. And then regroup towards the end of June once again. We're glad to have the opportunity to continue reaching you in this way, and we'll see what happens in June. Okay, Mari.
Hello. Happy June almost.
We got the birthdays in June.
This is our birthday month.
We're the birthday sisters.
You'll notice I have bare feet. And the reason for the bare feet is because I want to play with my toes today. I want to play with my fingers. I want to play with my nose. I want to just play in my body. Now, the thing about playing in the body is to remember that we're going to go inward and find the golden dragon. The golden dragon is what helps the golden ball disperse the energy through the body. So your breath is the main cause of finding the golden dragon. And I'm going to take you first to the first 5 inward breaths. It's called the heart breath in yoga. The heart breath helps to stabilize the body. It makes the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system go in tandem or balance. So think of this breath as a balanced breath. I'm going to count for you, and you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And while you're breathing, think one grateful thought. Just one grateful thought. We'll do this 5 times. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now just feel what your body feels like. This inward breath takes you closer to your heart, to your inner being, so you can find the essence. Now let's take it back to our hands. I always think of our hands as the extension of our arms and our heart. Remember, it comes right out from the heart center. These hands, these beautiful arms that hold our children, hold each other, and the hands that have so much energy in them. They have so many nerve endings. So let's just begin by moving the fingers. And don't forget your breathing. Just breathe normally. And after a while, you'll start to feel your breath coming in and out. And as you're paying attention to your breath, you might notice that it gets deeper. Now let's wave our fingers forward. Give the wrists a shake. And then out towards you. Give the whole arms a shake. Flutter. That's it, all the way out. And then let's open that heart center. Deep breath in. And then close with a hug. Right hand over left. Open again, breathe in. Exhale with a hug. Let the body know how much you love it. Just give it a little rock. Nice. And now, to bring the right hand up and bring it over the head, just gently, just holding on to the top of the head. Take the left hand and sit it with your palm underneath your lap. And then very gently let your head fall into your elbow, looking up. Now, when you get your head up there, look down without moving anything but your eyes, and then look back up again. And you'll notice a slight stretch. And then very gently take your hand and move your head back up again. Bring your hands out. Take a deep breath. And exhale out. Take the left hand over the head. Gently let it fall into the crease of the elbow. Look up. Bring the right hand underneath. And let the head fall as far as it's comfortable. And looking up at the corner and then down at the floor. And up at the corner, down at the floor. Notice the stretch. And very gently take your hand and push your hand up. Now let's bring our shoulders into it. Just stretch, let your shoulders relax down and back. Breathing in on the up. Exhaling on the back. In. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Now one shoulder at a time. Judy did a great class on teaching us about how to go inward and find this shoulder energy. Keeping the energy clear. Now let's roll forward. Feel like you're rowing a boat. And then come to center and lift the shoulders up to your ears and then drop them. Lift them up to your ears, drop them. Feel how that feels to bring your shoulders up and then let go. Now let's feel our shoulder blades lean up just straight. Keep the chin level in and bring the shoulder blades together by pulling those shoulders back and in. And then release forward. And back again. And release forward. Breathe out. In breath back. Out breath. Notice what's happening in the center of your body while you're breathing. And then relax back down. This next move is a move to let you feel the grace of the arm and the hand. You're just going to wave your hand around. Bring it out and around. Very gently. Sweeping the air in front of you. And then let it rest. Let your body feel that energy for a moment. Take that inner journey. Now the other hand. Flow it through the air. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just flowing your arm around in the air. Makes me feel like a butterfly. And then back to center and let it rest. So we bring our feet into this next. Let's lift our right foot up. Just push your heel towards the wall. Bring your toes up, straight up towards your head. And then pull it back down again. Do that back and forth, that nice flexing and pointing. Be gentle with yourself, but find that stretch. Now open the toes, give them a wave, bring them back in, open the toes, bring them back in, one more time, and then relax down and let everything go. Take a deep breath in. And out through the mouth. Building our energy. Let's lift the left leg. And again, pointing and flexing. Notice that it's moving the calf, the thigh, clear up to the hips, and the belly. So you're not just moving your feet. The whole body seems to be engaging. Now let's open the toes as far as they'll open, and then close them back down. Open the toes, close them back down. Open again, close them back down. Now the next exercise is coming forward in your chair. Bring your right foot out and bring your toes up, and then bring your heel up. And then bring your toes up and bring your heel up. Just go back and forth, paying attention to the body, paying attention to what's moving. And then lift it back, use the other foot, stretch it all the way out, and then bring it up on the heel, up on the toe, up on the heel, on the toe. Heel, toe. And back again. Now imagine that you're picking something up, maybe a penny or a rock with your toes. Just take your toes and grab and pick them up. And then drop them out. Let them fall back down. Pick up something with your toes. All the way up. Drop them out. Let them come back. One more time. Wrench your toes. Let it drop. Back down. And now let's just bounce into our heels. Give this a shake. Catch your legs. Then tap them all the way down. All the way to the top of the feet. Up inside. And to the belly. Now let's hold the belly. And this is the Uddiyana bond in yoga, but it's how you're going to breathe to bring your belly closer to your spine and then release again. So you're going to breathe in deeply, and then when you breathe out, you're going to bring your belly button to your spine and bring it in as far as you can. Really bring that belly button in. And then release slowly back out. Breathe out. And as you breathe out, start drawing the belly in. All the way up in. And then as you breathe out, let it all come out again. Breathe in deep. And then exhale and bring the belly in and up. And then let it go. Good. Now let's pat the belly. This digestive system works really well. We're finding that inner dragon, the dragon that draws the energy all around. In yoga, it's called the Kundalini. Now, Kundalini energy starts right about at your base of your spine, draws up through the heart and up to the top of the head. But we want to prepare the body for this. This is a major movement, the Kundalini movement. So come to stillness again. Find that place of quiet. Breathe in, exhale down. And then look down at your right hand and move it in front of you. And move it up and around. All the way around. Watch your hand as you go around. We've done this in class before. It's a great movement for balance in that you're watching your hand and balancing your body. Moving. Breath comes in on the up, you're watching, and out on the down. One more time. Take a moment, feel that, and then look at your left hand. Bring it up and around, breathing in on the up. Sweeping the arm up and around. One more time. come into rest. The next move, I'm going to stand up. Judy will stay in the chair. I think I can stand up. Okay. All right. So I want you to hold on to your chair for a moment and lean up a bit. And the first thing we're going to do is work on this area. So you're going to lean back in your chair, holding on, and pull back up again. And then lean back, pull up, lean back, breathe in, pull up. One more time. Stretching from the pelvis. Now let your hands come behind you like it's skiing, and then lift just gently, but not all the way. Come back, ski back just a little more this time. And come on. And up just a little more into your chair pose. Hold, don't hold your breath, just hold your body in this building chair pose. And then very gently lifting up and shaking it out. Shake out everything. That's it. Give her a shake. And one of the things we know that works for the bones is stomping. Let's shake and stomp. So just give it a shake and a stomp. Stomp on your heels. Stay on your toes. Little heartbeat. Come on. Like a drum. And then come to stillness. And feel your body in this moment. Feel the fingers tingling. Everything's tingling. The kundalini is moving. The chi is moving. The golden dragon is doing its job. The next move is take your chair. Judy will be able to do this, but if you're standing, it's a good exercise for the shoulders. You're going to lean back and just allow yourself to fold. And then walk up towards the top of your chair. And in the chair, if you're still sitting, you're just going to lift your left leg up and your right leg up. Just one at a time. Just lifting. You can lift your knees up. Yeah, you can just go down and just lift your legs. Okay. Moving. You don't have to hold on to the chair, just lift your legs. Okay, now imagine the reason I'm holding onto the chair is so that you won't fall over. So if you're sitting in the chair, you're doing good. So the next is to kick back. Just kick. That's it. Good. Now the next is for balance. So you're going to pick up your right foot as far as you can and see if you can let go of your chair. And back down again. Left foot up. Let go of your chair if you can. And down. The next one is if you want a nice buttocks. Breathe in and just bring that foot all the way back. Stretch it back. That's it. And see if you can go without the chair. Now, if you're still holding onto the chair, that's fine. Keep pushing that foot back, the heel back, and the toes down so that you get that balance in that back side. Bring it back in, and let's shake it out. And bring left foot back. Stretch it back, heel back, toe down. See if you can go without your chair. You're still breathing. back to the chair. Whoops. Don't be too close. Okay, so the next movement is for the hips, and you're going to reach up with your left hand and just scoot your right side up. So go back and forth. Breathing, stretching. Good job, girls. You can look up at your hand. And the last part of this is for the legs and the hips. It's a hip movement. Now, if this is all you can do, this is good too. Remember, knees and hip joints need to have a stretch for this to work. If you can, bring your right foot up to your knee. Let your foot relax. Take your hand and push a little bit on the knee. Shoulders back, head straight. And then see if you can lean forward just a bit where it's comfortable. Go to your comfortable edge. And allow yourself to just fold forward. These stretches take time, so do it every day and you'll see progress. And then twist, bring the left hand to the right knee and the right hand behind you, and just twist a bit. Look over your shoulder. Breathing in and then exhaling back. Shake that out. Left foot over right. Push your knee down just a bit with your left hand. Pull up with your right hand. Get that little bit of stretch. When you're ready, a deep breath in, and then exhale just to your comfortable edge. Eventually, you'll be able to bring that leg up. But for now, this is a good where to start, good place to start. And then twisting with your right hand, left hand behind you, on the edge of the chair and twist. Take a deep breath. And exhale, back around. Now take a deep breath in. Bring it down through the chakras, all the way down to the floor. Let it fold. Look up at me. And back down again. And very gently, very slowly, start to rise. Feel every vertebrae as you start to rise. And find your center. Bring your hands in folding position right here. And lift it up to Namaste. Remember, today's class was sent to the whole world of peace and understanding. When we find that place of peace and understanding in ourselves, we'll notice it in others. Have a great Friday. Thank you.